Thursday, November 27th. The moon leaves Aquarius and starts entering Pisces. So there is going to still be that creativity energy moving around, but we move into Pisces. And when Pisces has its way, we get a little bit emotional. The thing is that we're putting the energy in Pisces when we're emotional, and this for people in the US of A is Thanksgiving. So we're linking ourselves to our feels when we're around people, places, things, energies that usually don't know how to gauge their words, their actions, and their behaviors to not put us in our feels more. So this can be this can have two outcomes. First, it can make us superly emotional and grateful to be around family, friends, loved ones. We can be really our space can be really open, and we want to connect to these people in a very positive way. Or we have the second outcome, which is we are in our feels. There are many repressed emotions that we haven't spoken about, and some small trigger can explode a negative feedback and actually create, I want to say, a problem instead of a help. Um, I think that one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that we need to be very active in maintaining and deciding our boundaries prior to being around people that might trigger it. And that way, if we have a plan of action and the boundaries that we're going to be taking place for this plan of action, we have less of a tendency to um, do things that will negatively affect us. One of the things that family has a way of doing is like giving backhanded comments or saying things that offend us. And one way that we can deflect that energy is by, instead of laughing and engaging or getting pissed off, because that's what they want, a rise from you, you can take a pause, look at them with this nice smirk, and tell them, I didn't get it. Can you help me understand what you just said? That will obligate the person to repeat it again and others to realize that it's not okay what they said and open up that conversation. So it's good because it kind of shuts the person up because they're going to probably not to want to repeat a sly comment a second time. The second thing that we can do is that we can, if the person's getting heated and kind of foolish, we can say, look, we don't have to agree to be able to move forward, but we do have to decide how we would like to move forward. How would you like to move forward? Um, that opens the conversation as to, because a lot of people like to throw things in your face, but they don't have a way of giving you answers or a response to what it is that they really want from that situation. Most of the time, they just want to hurt you because they're hurt. So, giving that opportunity for a person to explain what it is that they want from you helps you determine the boundary that you might want to create with this person. So if they tell you, well, I want you to do this and this and this, and it's beyond what you want, you would tell them, well, that's unfortunate. You might want that, but that doesn't make me feel comfortable. And if we can't come up with a mutual agreement as to what it is that we would want from each other and how we can work with each other, then maybe it's better if we just move our separate ways. We probably grew apart, right? And that way it creates this energy of uh, you're not the bad guy. You're not always being attacked. You are now the change agent in your house. I can tell you that the more you become this person, the one that isn't easily bothered, and then you come back like, "Can you explain what you just said?" Or like, "What does that mean to you? I mean, what were you trying to get from that?" Or things like that. People have a tendency of watching their mouth before they talk to you. And it's funny because that's what we want people to do when we're yelling and screaming and like talking like aggressively towards them, but that's not the outcome we get. But if you do it this way, for sure you will. So keep that in mind. Try not to be swayed by your emotions in a negative way. Easier said than done. I'll see you next time.